Dude, I gotta know how I look like though. I feel like I'm super self-conscious.
I know.
Wait, you did?
I did.
You did what?
Because he said simple as that. That's his gamer tag.
Oh.
That's probably one of the best gamer tags I've ever made in my life.
It is
Simple
really
as
good
that.
tag.
Oh, you started?
Yeah.
We're starting?
Just whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
Hello? There you go.
Everything good?
Yep.
Yuppie. All right. Welcome back to the Heart2Homies podcast. This is episode 11. I am your host, Christopher Yang.
What's up, guys? It's Jeff.
Tommy Vu.
And I'm Ken.
And I'm Natalyn.
That is our special guest for today. We need some female opinion for what we will be talking about today. So today is going to be, it's going to be an interesting topic because, for one, we are all Hmong. And since we have somewhat of a quote-unquote platform, I feel like we should at least talk about this a little bit as the next Hmong generation.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna get right to it because it's gonna be a lot of talking today, maybe some laughs. But so the first one is: have you ever felt ashamed of being Hmong, or how do you feel about your ethnicity now? Anybody?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. No, I told you, bro. It's gonna be like.
I wonder who wrote it.
The guy sitting over there.
Can we do a popcorn? Popcorn?
Bet.
What's to share the thoughts? I'm just kidding. Go first.
As I say, who will go first?
I mean, I could go first.
You can go first since you thought about it, Rudy.
Yeah. Just to preface, I'm the one who came up with questions because I'm with the credit.
I came up with it and she revised it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for me growing up, I feel like as a Hmong person, we never really had like representation. We never really learned about our history in schools. So for me, I definitely felt like there was a lack of representation. And so because of that, I did feel some sort of shame and also like, I just wanted to be like everybody else, which I feel like a lot of kids go through. So that's how it is for me. But fast forward to, 2023 now, there's so much more representation, especially with like, Olympians like Suni Sali or like pageant queens like Bayang Salor, like there's so much more Hmong representation now that it's become more accepting, and also it's like a sense of pride when you get to celebrate your culture and who you are. So for me, like I've definitely evolved to like become proud of who I am, being Hmong, because I know that we are rare, but I feel like being rare is very unique too.
That was a good answer.
Yeah, that was a good answer.
I don't know how I'm gonna follow that.
Mine ain't gonna look like that.
You said popcorn, right? All right, so who are you choosing?
Damn.
Yeah, why don't you
That's
go?
crazy.
Me?
Yeah, you.
All right. Yeah, I can go. I don't think I've ever felt ashamed of being Hmong. Well, I don't know. It's kind of tough because, growing up, you see all these fucking shit about, how Hmong people like, Hmong chi lu Hmong. So what that means is like Hmong don't love Hmong people. And within the Hmong community is very, very prideful and, and very, a lot of, I wouldn't say like everybody, but like a lot of like the Hmong people, like are generally like, I would say selfish in a way, because everybody just wants to care about themselves. Everybody wants to put themselves first. And when I talk about if I feel ashamed of being Hmong, not really, but just like kind of feel iffy about it at times, even when growing up and even still till now too.
My bad.
Even now too, but like I would say I'm proud of being Hmong, but like there are some aspects of the Hmong culture, heritage, and like the community tradition, all that. Like I would like to change, but I wouldn't say I would feel ashamed of being Hmong.
Lion ass.
I wouldn't be ashamed. It's just some stuff that there are aspects of the Hmong culture and stuff that I
you're
do ashamed of.
Mm.
But being Hmong itself, I wouldn't say I'm ashamed of it.
Same. I wouldn't say that I've ever been ashamed of being Hmong,
Yeah.
but there are, like you said, aspects of the Hmong culture and tradition that I don't like that I am ashamed of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not in total that I am ashamed of being Hmong, but
So what kind of traditions would you be ashamed of, since you guys brought it up?
I think a lot of the drinking. I mean, yeah, we drink, but like especially during the weddings, and the thing I hate the most is when they say you have to go buy wife. It's like, so like that means like you have to go buy a wife, and
With like a
In the-
dowry.
yeah, in the Hmong tradition, you pay your wife's parents for her, so you have to give money up to have her. And I don't think that's right. That's
It's like putting a value
Yeah,
on
that's
a
putting
person.
a value on a person, and they're not a person, but they're an object at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm ashamed of having that in the tradition because that's not a thing that I would like to have.
Mm-hmm.
And all the drinking stuff, like I've been in multiple Hmong weddings where like people don't even know you, but they're like, drink this beer from me and down it. So down the beer from me because your family members, man. It's like, dude, I
As
don't.
a sign of like respect.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I don't even know you.
Hey,
So
but
you're
that's
not
a sign
down?
of respect, though.
No, I'm not.
No, just
That's
If
a sign of
if you want
respect.
respect from me, just talk to me
Yeah.
person to person. I don't have to down this beer for you to have.
But that's like
your
a
respect
cultural
to-
thing, though.
That's the thing I
Okay.
don't like.
Or when they say, "Oh, down this because you love my my sister."
Yeah, it's like
So-
I don't have to down this to love your sister.
Yeah,
I love
so
your
how does
sister
that
for your
equate-
sister.
But it's a cultural thing.
Uh huh.
So it's like even from like many generations, like back then when we don't have alcohol, like we'll use water, but
Okay.
alcohol is like a sign like of mutual relationship, having a good mutual relationship. I would say, and also like having a good time at the wedding, or like other
I think
stuff.
you can have a good time at the
Mhm.
wedding without pressuring people to drink.
Without
Yeah.
trying to get each other fucked up
Yeah.
with the other
I
side
know, but I'm
fucked
just
up.
saying
It's like saying,
culturally,
like,
among people, it's
If
always been like
you're
that.
telling me you have
So-
to down this beer or this shot to show me that you love my sister, it's like instead of doing that, why don't I just show you that I love her by taking care of her,
Mm-hmm.
by
Yeah,
showing
100%.
love to her,
Yeah.
by never leaving her or treating her right.
So what are your views on it, Jeffrey?
Of what?
Of like just the question first.
The
off.
question, and then
Yeah.
you can go on to this.
Am I ashamed of being Hmong?
Or have you ever felt ashamed growing up?
Yeah, I'd say I have. Like, I wouldn't say a lot of. I would say if a lot of Hmong people say growing up don't feel ashamed, that's fucking
Yeah, that's
bullshit.
not crazy. Yeah,
that's fucking bullshit,
Chris.
bro.
At Chris.
I ain't gonna lie.
There's no way.
Hold up.
There's no way a Hmong like child would grow up and be like, you know what? Damn, I love my culture. Like, oh, there's like at one point in time
In the past.
in the past, or at least one point in time in your life, you're like, fuck, man, like, why am I Hmong? Why do I have to deal with this? Like, why can't I be like, like other ethnicities?
I think that goes for all culture. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure everyone, every single
That's
culture
everybody,
feels
though.
that in some
I'm
point
just saying
in
it,
their
it's
life.
for everybody. But yeah, at one point I felt like that, like going to school and like, other people having like more things than me. So I would sometimes feel ashamed, but fast forward till now, like, shit, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm Hmong. Like, they don't know. If they don't know that, I just refer to them like, Sinisali, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like how I feel about my ethnicity now, I'm okay with it. Like, if they don't know what Hmong is, I'll explain to them. And like,
Oh, Mongolian?
yeah, I'm Mongolian, bro. Hmong.
No, there actually are some people that are pretty interested in their own culture, though.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
a lot of people, because it's
'cause-
relatively new.
Yeah, it's because they don't know what Hmong people are.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. Okay, but not Hmong, but being Asian. You know what I'm saying?
Have I ever
Like not ashamed of being Hmong, but being Asian. Because
Oh,
growing
no.
up, you get all the fucking stereotypes at all.
Chinese.
No,
Yeah,
I love being Asian.
Chinese.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like younger
In the
because
past.
yeah,
I think in the past,
because y'all were like
I don't think
Me.
I don't think I've ever been ashamed of being Asian, even in the past.
Oh, yeah?
I've never gotten made fun of.
Bullshit.
Mhm.
I think I only a couple of times, but it never like crossed my mind because I've always around Hmong people all my life, even in elementary.
yeah.
My closest friends were Hmong kids, so I never really hung around like.
Yeah.
I mean, I have other friends in other races, but I don't know. I just never felt ashamed of being Asian or Hmong.
I think it was just more more Asian, but with the Hmong, I was upset with being Hmong because I gotta wake up at Saturday
At 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Go kill some pigs
go
or
kill a pig.
go go to a relative's house who I don't even know, and I just gotta sit there do nothing for like until 6 to like 4, and then go home. So that's my whole
I
weekend.
don't know. I think for me, I kind of like that part of the culture though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I think for me, I kind of like that part of the culture because it was like it brought me closer to my cousins. I think because if we didn't have that, like I don't think I would go over to my cousin's house like every weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just to like hang out.
Uh-huh.
So I grew up around that. I feel like that's cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother me at least.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I think going back to like
The question.
being ashamed to be Hmong though, if I can answer that first, like
Go ahead.
I feel like I think when I was younger, I was definitely ashamed to be Hmong. I think because like growing up, I think in a different like area, like I feel like I didn't really know Hmong people that well, so the culture was a lot different. Like I knew a lot of Cambodians, but not enough Hmong people. So like I just always felt like Hmong people were like kind of like weird people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I didn't really like their ego and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I always felt like like Jeffrey said, it's like too much pride. You know, like it was just kind of weird. You know, it wasn't really like it just didn't seem like they felt like they loved you. You know, as like people love people. You know, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. It just didn't feel like that. At least that's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's still like that right now, especially like with the singer. I'm not saying her name.
Huavu.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like that viral video on Facebook. And I was like, dang, that's
Oh,
crazy.
when the OG was like lecturing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's
Oh
wild.
really?
Yeah, what happened?
What happened?
Did you guys see her clapback video?
No.
Yeah,
I mean, not clapback, but like just her explaining the situation.
What happened?
Basically, she went to like this private like party with her like I think relatives, and in her video she explained that like she went without her sponsors because it was like relative or family related, so she felt like she didn't need them to be there, I guess. And so she went, and she was really tired already from like doing other activities throughout the day. So I remember, I guess her video, it just her explaining the situation of her like not really wanting to go into the venue anymore because she's already tired. So she told the people or her relatives that like she wanted to stay in the car, and then like she'll just wait for them, and so like they kept pressuring her to go in because it's like, all these people gathered here because they wanted to see you. And she was like, okay, well, if I go in, I'm not going to sing. And so they were like, yeah, you don't have to sing, just come in. Don't quote me on this. This is like just, paraphrasing. But yeah, basically they just pressured her into going. She kept saying no, that she's tired, but they just kept pressuring her. So then eventually she went in, and they announced that she was going to sing. And so I guess she just had to do it just because like all the peer pressure. So she did it, and I guess like this one OG came up to her, like took the mic from like the MC's hand and was like lecturing her and calling her stupid. And so yeah, basically it just made her look like her relatives didn't like respect her. And so like that little clip went viral on Facebook, wherever it came from. And so she made a video talking about how like you need to respect artists or just people in general, because when you speak like that, your children are learning that, and then they're gonna say that to other people too. And so she was just kind of defending herself, saying that she's not stupid, she has a family back home that she's providing for. And so yeah, that was a situation that Ken brought up. But yeah, I agree, Ken. Like I feel like especially the older generation, those that are very egotistic and very stuck in their toxic patterns, I feel like it's really difficult to break out of. And I get that that's the generation that they came from, but it's really sad and disheartening to see, because like just watching that video, I was getting freaking upset too, because I was like, who the heck are you to voice your opinion that is, first of all, rude, and it's like very unnecessary. So it's like, I don't know, I just thought it was like another toxic, insecure Hmong man who can't allow a Hmong woman, or who can't stand to see a Hmong woman succeed and like rise beyond their limiting beliefs. That's what I said on my Facebook post when I shared it.
That's what I saw.
But
too.
yeah,
It's pretty
And
degrading.
it is like it's like speaking for like not even speaking for the moment, but speaking in general, like a lot of Hmong OGs can't accept the fact that people will be better than you, or like that women are Hmong girls or Hmong women are getting up there. Even when Sinisa Lee like made it up there were people that were bashing her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, why? She's a gold medalist. She did it by herself.
yeah.
Oh,
She did
it's-
it with the support
Or
of her parents.
the people who are like, how Hmong people are like, oh yeah, when it's good for the Hmong, when the Hmong people look good, I'm gonna ride with her.
Yeah, but,
But
when
like
it's not,
when it's not,
they're
I'm not
gonna
gonna.
bash
Yeah.
them,
Like when she got first time with her boyfriend, she posted it up.
yeah.
Bro, everybody was going at her. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Why? That's her life.
Everyone was on her side when
Uh-huh.
she won the gold medalist in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she started dating a African American D1 football player, everyone started like
All the
Yeah.
OGs.
all the OGs and
All
people
of a
started
sudden,
bashing on her.
Because he was Hmong, which is fucking
Like, who
stupid though.
cares? She's living her life. She did great for the Hmong community
Yeah.
and herself.
It's not even like for the Hmong community. It's just like you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And you're Hmong. Shit, I guess that's a plus. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like
Like, why are you bashing her just because she's not dating her own race? That
Yeah.
Yeah.
shouldn't play a role in who she is.
exactly. But like, what's hard is like, what I want to know is, I mean, we can ask our parents this too, but it's just like, where does this pride come from? You know, that makes me wonder sometimes too. Like, how and why are Hmong people so prideful?
I think it comes from generations of generations, even way before our parents and our grandparents.
But even before
It
that,
stems from the beginning.
like
Yeah.
we're like what aren't like Hmong people, we're like what, a nomadic tribe, right? Coming from, or from what they say, coming from China, but we didn't even come from places where we can't be prideful. We just been nomadic, just moving. So where does that pride come from? Why are we so prideful for that fact?
I think that's just what they've learned from
Yeah,
the past. It's like what?
There's like a spider behind Ken.
Oh hell no!
Fuck, you got shot. That shit was on my back. I was like, oh man.
Hell no! Y'all got
I was like, hey, it was a spider, bro. Cut it down.
17.
17 minutes.
Hey, bro, kill that shit.
No, you better kill it. It's your house.
You got napkins in there?
Bruh.
That's funny.
I was like, what's moving?
Hey, watch out, bro. You need me to move or not? I'll move.
Shit off real quick.
You gotta kill a spider real quick.
I think
Oh, I
it's
squished it in
through
there.
the crack.
Sorry, it's dead.
You want to smell it?
Fuck, no.
Hey, drink it and go like this on this side, so it doesn't touch this side.
All right. We're back from killing a spider. What were we saying again?
Shit.
Just talking about how
the
men
Hmong pride, yeah.
Oh yeah.
or
I-
Hmong people are prideful.
I think it just stems from what they're being taught way back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like they're taught to be prideful. I don't know why. And then their parents still their kids, and then their kids learn that all their life.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps going on and on and on until our generation. We're
Yeah.
like, now that we are in like America and the U.S., we learn different.
Oh yeah.
So I see it as it's our job to teach our kids not to be so prideful, not to be so like safe facing, like what they call it in the like
Safe face.
So like kind of
Save
like
the reputation.
yeah, save your
Yeah.
reputation, and like
Yeah.
do everything you can to save your and your family's reputation no matter what. Which I don't believe in that, honestly. He's like, do what you want to do. I mean, yeah, like if you don't want certain things to happen, you don't want people to think you in a certain way, then don't do it. But if you really don't care, who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's like, as long as your friends, your close friends, your family know who you are, all your acquaintances, all your people that you just know of, who cares what they think about you? If they make fun of you, let them make fun of you. Because in the end, their thoughts and their opinions don't matter to your life.
Yeah.
It's the people you're closest around that
Yeah.
matters.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the end, even if that bothers, even your closest friends and stuff, like their opinions are bad about you, and then you have yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is. That's how the world is. You have yourself and yourself only.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to like, being prideful or egotistic, I think it's not just the Hmong community or like the Hmong ethnicity. I think all ethnicities struggle with it, like whether it be Caucasian, African American, Indian, whatever it is. I feel like every ethnicity struggles with like being prideful and also very egotistic, especially with the male figures. I feel like that's where toxic masculinity stems from. It's not just taught in one ethnicity or ethnic group. I mean, of course it is, a problem that is prevalent in our Hmong community, but I think it stems way further than just where the Hmong community began. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my opinion. I mean, like, I think toxic masculinity just began from the very beginning, like what Tommy was saying. Yeah.
And it definitely stems from what your parents taught you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there are Hmong people that aren't egotistic, and there are Hmong men that aren't egotistic. It's because their parents taught them right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Their parents didn't tell them that, oh, you're a man, so you can do whatever you want. You can treat women bad. It doesn't matter because you're the man in the house. Nah, it doesn't go like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what your parents teach you.
You're just a product of your environment.
Yeah.
It's a systemic issue at this point. But I mean, like,
that's why it's our job to teach our kids.
Yeah.
And hopefully our kids teach their kids right.
Like
we spread the word.
Yeah, like you said, now that we're in America, you know, where we've grown into this new culture, and then we understand from different cultures, we understand from each other, which was different than before. How they were just learning just from each other back then compared to now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next question?
You guys got anything else to say?
No,
You trying to survive right now?
I'm sure.
This guy has a infected wisdom tooth, so he can't really talk.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
This kind of goes in with our question right now. So, what parts of our culture are things that need addressing, and what steps could be taken to better it?
I'll start off. So I recently came across this like documentary that was posted on Facebook about bride napping. I think back in Laos, or I think it was Vietnam. I can't remember. I didn't watch the documentary, but I heard that like it's not completely accurate because it wasn't made from like a Hmong person. It was made from like a Vietnamese person or something like that. So it wasn't completely accurate with like our culture, but
Damn it. I don't know why it has a timer.
cut.
My light dies. I don't know why it has a timer. So sometimes lighting will be off.
Yeah, so I think definitely bride napping. I think it just there's this like there's like okay, I'm gonna just say it. Like I feel like pedophilia is very fetishized in a lot of cultures, and the Hmong culture being one of them. And like when people marry freaking young ass girls that are like 12 or as young as like 10, 11 or 12, it's just disgusting. Like when I see that shit, it's just like it makes my skin crawl, and also it boils my blood because it's just like these men and boys are like stripping this girl's life away from her just to start a family. And I feel like, starting a family was probably one of the priorities back in Laos, to be able to reproduce and also just make a living out of like farming or something. But I feel like bride napping is one of the traditions that I'm very ashamed of because it's very disgusting, and it's like pedophilia at its finest. Like I just think it's nasty and very disappointing. And I know that it's not as common. To my knowledge, I don't think it's as common anymore. I haven't seen it, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt that it's still happening, back in Laos or even now, But that's just one of the traditions that I feel like it's that needs addressing and needs some change.
You leave it right there.
Yeah, I think honestly that's pretty crazy too. So sometimes on Facebook, like the videos float around and stuff, or like you see like a lot of bride napping happening and shit. That's just it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
not gonna lie, it's
dude,
crazy.
Talk about the pedophilia, dude. I have like 2 friends on Facebook who I knew from like when we were back in like younger elementary. They're like 4 years younger than us.
Yeah.
And then like, but now they're with guys who are like 30 years old. And
Are you talking about girls?
girls? Yeah, the girls.
There are like
Well, I
five.
thought you said
No,
guys.
the guys are old as fuck, but
Okay.
the girls they're like 18, 19.
Like barely out of high school.
Yeah, barely out of high school, and like the guys are like 30. So I think that's one thing that's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
and you always hear this sometimes.
Why are you
I'm
laughing?
not gonna look at you. My bad. You're looking
I
at
was like, you know, those people are like, oh, but she's mature for her age.
Yeah, that's just predator.
You know,
Predatory
That's
as
just,
fuck.
that's just an
Yeah.
excuse for them.
those motherfuckers just be weird as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, you know, she's like that 17, 18, or like she's that age, and then you're like 30.
But what if
and
she's like 18 and she gives consent?
with legally it's fine, right? Because she's 18. She's
But there's
quote,
still a
quote, an
stigma,
adult.
yeah.
But as someone who's what, over 30 or over 30, and you're with an 18-year-old who's barely turned 18, barely out of high school,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
that's just weird as fuck. No,
All right, I have a question though.
it is.
okay,
All right, bro. So we graduated out of high school, right?
All
We're
right.
like 18,
Yeah.
but then we run into like a sugar mama.
okay.
You saying yes?
Oh, that's
How old? Depends how old.
Over 30.
over 30.
Over 30.
Sugar mama.
yeah,
I'm
sugar
good.
mama.
Like,
Honestly, I,
Depends on your priorities, though.
it's a tough subject, but I kind of view it as like if I don't even know actually.
that's tough.
Yeah, because like legally it's okay, but I think
Yeah.
morally,
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of off.
Yeah.
it's like 38, 18. That's 10 years.
Yeah. But I think what you said, like sugar mom, right?
Yeah, it's totally different.
That's
though.
for money.
Yeah.
That's for like nothing else, right?
This is
And
this
it's not
is
even like
actual love.
It's not. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and then at that point, it's not even like, oh, what if she just wants
Yeah.
attention? We're texting, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
not
just want
like-
to hear your answer though. 'Cause
Yeah.
Mine is yes.
Oh yeah, mine is yes too.
I wouldn't even hesitate.
Oh yeah, mine is
Yeah.
yes too.
I wouldn't even hesitate.
But like when you get into a relationship with that person who is a lot younger, who has not fully matured as, because they say mentally you don't mature until like you're 20, 25 around there, and you're like 30 with that little ass girl.
You're 18, right? But then you meet like a MILF.
Okay.
She's like 38.
All right.
Y'all talk for like 2 years. You're not in here, so now you're like 20. But
20?
but you met when you were 18.
Uh huh.
You're not talking to her. You feel weird.
I
Are you
feel
talking
weird.
about like relationship wise?
Yeah, relationship wise. Yeah, you're not gonna feel weird after that.
I feel weird.
That is kind of weird.
Low
You feel
key.
weird, bro?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
one of our relatives is like talking to like a fucking 50-year-old.
I think the cutoff
40,
like
50 -year-old.
age
Till
gap
after.
for me is like
Yeah.
5.
No, you know this.
5 to 6 years.
Later.
5-6 years.
Yeah, it's like age cutoff for me.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 to 6 years. Like I could be 26, and I think I'll be fine with dating a 20-year-old.
I think 2 years. I'm cutting it off.
Really?
2 years.
2 years?
Younger. 2 years younger. I'm cutting it off. But older, I don't think. I really
so
care
you're
about
younger?
older.
Bro,
Bro,
5, 6
that's kind of
years.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So you saying you can date like
You think so?
18-year-olds right now?
They have to be at. It's I wait 18-year-old. How old?
We're 23.
You're 23.
We're 23.
You're 23. And you said
Are we talking 10 years?
I say, and you said the max is 5 to 6 years.
Fuck,
So you
actually,
saying you're
no,
gonna
that's
date a
a lot
girl
of-
that's
actually a lot of
18?
Okay,
years.
older than.
I think when
Right.
you're like 30 and dating a person who's 5 years younger is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
But we're still young as fuck too.
I
though.
think-
Yeah.
okay,
But
That's
if we're
fine.
like 25 dating 18
Okay,
year
I think if
then
it's-
it's kind
I
of
think if
weird.
it's-
Low-key.
That is weird.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
that is
weird.
weird.
Low
Well,
key.
Yeah.
You see 25 dating a what?
25 dating an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I think
That's
it'd be like
low-key
it has to be
kinda
like
weird.
they have to be in the 20s.
Yeah.
They can't be in the teens anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It had to be legal. Like,
I
it gotta
say
be
to
3
someone,
years.
if I'm
Like,
like
it gotta be
if
21.
I'm like 28 and she's 20, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'd
But
say
if
3
it's
years
like- if it's
under
like-
and
if it's
3
like
years
I'm-
above.
30 and she's
Nah,
barely
bro.
out of high school.
For
18,
me,
that's
bro,
fucking
if
weird.
right when
Yeah.
I reach like, even right now, it feels weird if I talk to a girl who's not 21.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I said.
Even right now, like right now.
That's what I said.
When
2
I'm-
years younger, 21. That's why.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like serious talking.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right now, even if it's 21, it's kind of like if she's not
Iffy?
21. If she's like 20, all right. But like
20's like really fucking
but,
pushing
like,
it.
Yeah, because
nah,
I
20,
can't-
I'm alright. Because
Oh, yeah?
I can't take her out to the club or go out. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do what I
Can't
want.
even buy a drink.
Yeah, I can't even go
Yeah.
out to the bar and stuff. Just be 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like-
21 is my cutoff.
20's like really pushing it. 20, yeah. 21 is yeah, but 20's like really pushing it.
All I'm saying is, if she's 19 and she got a fat ass, maybe, bro.
Hey.
Maybe, bro.
I think-
You know what? Maybe it is 19, huh?
I respect that.
maybe.
I think if you're seriously talking, like what I mean by like seriously talking is like trying to get in a relationship. It has to be over 21.
Mm.
But I think if you're just like fooling
For fun?
around,
Fucking
like,
around,
fooling around,
Oh yeah, then it's kind of sus.
it's kind of like
It's sus as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
feel like as a girl, I wouldn't. Well, for me, I wouldn't date a guy who's younger than me.
I hear that a lot, actually. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
Why
shit a
is
lot.
that? Yeah,
For me, I think girls are just more inclined to like maturity.
maturity
Yeah.
and
Guys who
emotional.
are just more emotionally mature,
Yeah.
financially stable.
Dude, what the fuck is up with this light, bro?
But yeah,
Turn down the light.
Maybe it goes.
Oh, wait.
It's turning it off.
Does it usually do this?
Yeah, but usually lasts longer.
It's a ghost.
Turn down the brightness, maybe.
Tommy, you
Yeah.
don't like turning the ring light over here?
Nah, I usually like reflecting it off the walls.
But yeah, I think girls are just more inclined to like emotionally mature men. Just because like I feel like girls are just more emotionally charged people. I mean, I'm just speaking for myself because I definitely am more emotional than
I'm
I am
pretty sure
more
you're
like
correct.
logical, you know.
Pretty sure.
But
I mean, it is proven that girls are more emotionally mature than men.
yeah.
Jeffrey, you projecting right now? No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, what did you say, Jeffrey?
No, I say I'm pretty sure you're correct. Like you're correct.
Projecting right now?
What?
You're projecting
No,
right now?
he says she's correct.
No, but I
About
feel like
that.
when
No,
you're
it's
19 and talking to a 30-year-old, that's pretty weird.
That is
because
fucking
it's
weird.
like
Yeah.
if that guy can't get a girl at least
His age,
his
around
age
there?
or like
Yeah.
5 years younger, there's like a problem.
Yeah,
Like for him to find someone who's
Yeah, it's like a red flag.
Yeah, I
it's
feel
a
like it's
low-key
so
red flag.
predatory.
yeah,
I
and
can't.
that could speak to their emotional, mental level too. You
Mhm.
know, they're not at that level, which that's why they have to prey on the youngest.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how,
Yeah.
and that's how a lot of these Hmong OGs or Hmong older guys are. You know, they prey on the younger generation.
They
Like
got
that.
no riz.
They got no riz,
Dude, how do you guys feel when like the OGs who are like 40 plus go to Laos to get a freaking like 18-year-old wife
That shit
and
weird
bring
as
her
fuck.
here?
That
That's
shit weird
weird.
as fuck.
I think that's really weird.
It's either she agrees or she's in it for the money.
No,
Bro.
she's gonna agree.
Definitely for the
100%.
money.
100%.
Of course she's gonna
Yeah.
agree because she wants to come to the.
Because her family also
Yeah.
pressures her to do it too,
She
you
wants
know?
to come here, get that green card, and live
money.
here.
Exactly. But like,
It's freaking sad, honestly.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Honestly, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, if you can do it,
Go ahead, you know.
for the girl, that you gotta do what you gotta
Yeah.
do.
She's
But for
trying
the
to get
guy, that's
better
weird as
off,
fuck,
you know?
though. You know.
I mean, I'm
So
not
it's
Yeah.
gonna
like-
lie, if I was like 18 and I lived in Laos and some
And if it was like bad conditions, yeah,
and
probably.
some
no.
older woman came up to me and she said she's from here,
Dude, there are older women who
Yeah.
do that too.
yeah, and I am willing to.
He's saying,
It's like
I'm gonna go
a
back.
shit
to
I'm
ton.
willing
Laos
to
real
marry
quick.
her just to move here. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's for you to get out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Mhm, that's
course.
true.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like when you're at your most desperate because you're in a third world country.
Mhm.
You ain't got no money out there.
Oh, yeah.
You're living in huts pretty much. Why not? Why would you pass the opportunity to move to a better country?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think 99.99% of the time is just because of money.
Yeah, and
you know.
honestly, those relationships never works out.
Yeah.
It never works out.
Exactly.
They get here, and then a year or two pass, maybe a year pass, and then the
It only works out until the guy dies, and then she just
Yeah.
like
and
lives her own life.
sometimes not
Yeah.
even that until like she
gets stable.
She or he
Mhm.
gets her life
Yeah.
together here, and then
Which is
See ya.
great. I'm
like,
rooting for
why,
that.
like,
you
why
know?
would they want to stay with someone that's like 50, 60 years old?
Yep.
for the
And then
money.
most of the time it's those toxic old guys too. You know.
As simple as that, man.
But
Mm-hmm.
okay, enough about that. We can go to another cultural aspect that we want to address. Anybody got anything else? I got one, but like just let
Just
you guys
say it then.
Yeah, just say I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. What we were talking about earlier, the weddings.
Oh yeah, the
Weddings.
wedding.
Oh
100%.
yeah, dude.
Bro,
Yeah.
there's too much drinking at weddings.
I'm not even
bro.
gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
I told my mom that like if I marry a Hmong girl, I don't really want a Hmong wedding
See, this is why I don't marry a Hmong girl, man.
because like it's really dependent on the other side too. Like
Mm-hmm.
imagine you marry into a Hmong family and the other side they're heavy drinkers, and they're the type of people and they're super. They're the type of people that will force you to drink. That will try to make you to drink because you don't drink this, you don't love my sister. You don't drink this, you don't respect our
Mhm.
family. And like
Yeah.
yeah, I've been in your family for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't have to drink this to
But there's an
for you
exception.
to to know that I respect you. Because if I didn't respect you, I will show I don't respect you.
Mm-hmm.
Me
But
coming
this-
around to your family events, helping you guys out, doing this for you, it shows that I respect you guys to show up. If I don't respect, I wouldn't even show up to these things. I
Hey,
wouldn't even help you guys.
at least you got your homies to back up.
But-
I
but
don't
what were
want
you-
to like. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't drink more. I have to have you drink for me. Like, why should I throw the burden on you? When
Yeah.
It should be like, we should.
But that's what they're there for, though.
We shouldn't be like, yeah, drinking is fine. Having fun, chatting it up, having a beer or two is cool.
Yeah.
But not like
To the point where you
slam
get
this
fucked
beer,
up.
slam this beer, slam that beer.
So
do
Jeffrey,
this,
if
do
you
that.
were to have like a Hmong wife,
Stop
okay,
me,
not
Matt.
saying that you will,
Yeah.
but because I know you have a girlfriend outside of the Hmong race, but it's like if you were to have a Hmong wife and you know you did experience like a Hmong wedding and toxic ass people who are freaking alcoholics,
Yeah.
would you like accept that?
Nah, I wouldn't accept it. But at the same time, it's like a
But you're
once.
contradicting yourself.
No, but at the same time, it's a once in a lifetime wedding. Though.
Are you saying because it's tradition, we have to follow it? Are you saying
Yeah,
like that?
I'm saying it's tradition.
Why? Okay, just because it's tradition, we have.
It's a part of our culture, though.
We're in America now, and we have different values now, right?
Yeah, we're more modernized.
Yeah, right. So we don't have to follow it. So why do you choose to follow it?
I chose to follow it because my parents taught me
Uh-huh.
the cultural ways and traditional ways among people, and I want to preserve
You
my
want to
culture.
preserve that?
Yeah.
So I am
Okay.
going to follow
see,
it out
Okay.
because.
I think you could still.
Hold on, let me talk.
I guess
Because
your mouth don't hurt no
modern
more.
days,
he was trying to talk
modern
for a
day,
while.
in modern day, not a lot of people go through all the Hmong traditions, the
Uh-huh.
Hmong culture anymore. They're more modernized now,
Okay.
so they do stuff the easy way. They don't do stuff the hard way.
Yeah.
Like the weddings, for example. Now for weddings, they don't even do it at the house. They do it at like venues and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, well, for me, if I do marry a Hmong girl, like I would want to do it the Hmong way,
Uh huh.
because you know my parents, they grew up, they taught me traditions, they taught me culture, and I want to preserve my culture too.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully in the future we can do this too. But at the same time, you know, I'm not marrying a Hmong girl, so I'm chill.
Okay, so for instance, right, you
Yeah.
do marry a Hmong girl,
Yeah.
but her family is the type to make it super difficult. They want to get you fucked up, drunk. They want to get everybody shit faced.
Hey, that's when I fucking run out like those Facebook videos,
Those
bro.
Facebook videos, they
That's
just be
when I
fucking
just-
pushing everybody.
Yeah, that's when I have like
Okay.
Tommy, my best man, push everybody out of the way, and we just. Fucking
But you haven't got to that point yet. Like it's still like
Yeah.
you haven't got to that point yet. So they're just still trying to get you fucked up. Are you still gonna take everything shot for shot, drink down?
Now I'm gonna give it to the homies.
Okay, everybody all fucked up though.
Okay,
gotta find
before
more homies.
everybody gets fucked up,
Find more homies.
I'm smart, so I gotta find heavy drinkers,
Uh huh.
so that way I won't
Okay.
get fucked up.
I'll be very
so you
honest.
gotta think beforehand.
If I do marry a Hmong girl, I'm not taking any liquor or beer from random people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's only from the initial family.
Thing
I'm
is, if
doing
you
it
marry a
from.
Hmong girl that her family doesn't drink that much.
Yeah, but I can't just base it on. I can't be like, I don't like you, I don't love you anymore because your family's a hard drinker, so let's not get married. It can't be like that.
But traditionally, isn't it only supposed to be the immediate family too, right?
Traditionally, but you know, like nowadays, it's like, I'm her cousin's sister's
Yeah.
daughter or like son, so drink this for my
Mm-hmm.
third cousin. I'm like, bro, I don't even know. I've seen you once, and that's today. Why am I
Yeah,
drinking for you? I don't even
yeah.
know you. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's their brother and the brother's, hey, take this shot from me. I'm like, okay.
Let me take a shot.
But
Yeah.
it's not. But it can't be. I'm not gonna be like, if the brother's coming up every fucking 5 seconds.
That's what's gonna happen, bro. There's no way
I'll
you're
just
gonna take
be
one
very
shot,
honest. Be like, hey, I'm taking this one shot for you because it's from you. It's from the brother.
Mm-hmm.
But every time you bring it up, I'm not gonna just
Yeah.
keep taking it.
But even at that point is where you let you have that boundary, right?
Yeah.
But it's up to them to think about, okay, I respect him enough
Yeah.
not to get him fucked up like that, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like, if they try to get you up, they try to get you fucked up, I don't think they respect you.
It's like if Hmong wedding, I don't want to get fucked up because I want to
Yeah.
Remember
I want to
it.
be able to function throughout the whole tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get fucked up after
Yeah.
party for a wedding, and then we could all get fucked
Like the
up.
reception.
Yeah, we could all
Yeah.
get fucked up together, and we'd have fun.
Mm-hmm.
But at the Hmong wedding, traditionally, let me do my thing. Let
Yeah.
me talk to the elders, finish my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I do the after party, fuck it, let's all do it.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, let's just
Slam.
do it.
Yeah. I mean, like,
But
that,
that tradition, just don't bother me, bro.
Yeah.
Let me listen to the OGs. Let me
I
do
guess
the stuff.
at that part, like the wedding, it's like all that. I guess it's fine in a sense, but it's to the point where I think it's to each their own if the family wants to make it difficult or not.
Yeah.
And if you do marry into that much of a difficult family, then that's where it's like, okay, we gotta set boundaries at that point
Yeah.
because at this point we're not just drinking to celebrate, we're just drinking to drink.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the motherfuckers do a lot. They just drink to drink.
It's like, why make it difficult?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys want a smooth wedding?
Exactly.
Yeah, some of the
You wanna
OGs
party,
that
we
come,
party
some of,
later.
some of the OGs that just come, they came there just for one thing, to drink, bro.
Yeah, you know, everybody just wants to drink, but
Yeah.
that's where like
I've been to weddings where even after the bride and the groom leaves, there people are still slamming beers like crazy. Like, dude,
Yeah.
the wedding's over. Go home.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was that person, though.
I mean, if it's your family's house, like let's say if I had,
hey, everybody, but not you, bro.
let's say like I had a wedding here for my sister, and then after they all leave, just please go to the groom's house after.
Mhm.
But if it's like family members here and we're like drinking a little bit, okay. But there's been times where there's just random ass people that like are from families of families, or like
Just fucking
from the
show up
other
home.
side, they're just
Distant
slamming beers. I'm like,
relatives,
dude, leave. I don't know you. I'm
Yeah.
trying to leave too. I'm trying to go to the other house.
How about you, Ken? How do you feel about it? Since you're one of those people who stay behind and drink.
Or look, you be quiet too.
I don't know. I feel like it's. I mean, I think it's kind of disrespectful, but I feel like on the wedding day, bro, it's like you're not even respected as a person. I feel like that's what it is. Like the
Bride and groom.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, the bride is.
Oh, okay.
But the groom is not.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're looking for you to like make a mistake in the culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're
And
looking for
they'll hold it-
they're
they'll hold
looking
it
for you to
against
mess up.
Take a
just
break.
so
I
they
think
can
it
take
goes both
advantage of
ways for
Yeah.
women too, though. Like, especially if you got like toxic, in-laws.
Just go.
Like, it's very common for like the nyas to like
Legal fee?
suffer
that. Oh,
too.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
You want to pause?
Yeah, we can pause.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
gotta
take a
pee
break
too.
right now.
Take a break. Do you
All
guys
right,
remember what we talking about?
Huh? All right, we're back from our break.
Okay, I forgot what we were talking about, but okay, we can go with another one. I think one of the other things is, it's not really that prevalent anymore, but it's still kind of prevalent. But just the toxic masculinity within the Hmong community is one of the bigger things. I mean, I know right now it's not like us four, and it's yeah, most of our friends. It's not like we're not into like that toxic masculinity, but for the older generation, it is, and just for some other guys who I would say like a little bit older than us, not that we know, but just like around like 30, there's still that toxic masculinity within
Yeah.
the Hmong community.
I feel like a lot of people show traits of it though. You know what I mean? Like
Even young guys, dude.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's developed like over like who knows like
Yeah.
right now we're not, but like when we're like fucking 35, we might have it. You know what I mean?
You think so?
I mean, you never know. Like, because I feel like most people they don't even know.
hmm
They just like that.
But I think for us, we wouldn't be that way because we're open-minded compared to other people, you know? We're pretty open-minded and we keep an open mind about almost pretty much everything.
So what does it mean to be open-minded, though?
Damn.
Saying that
That's
we're
the real
modernized,
question.
We're whitewashed.
I feel like just accepting everything. That was what it is.
Yeah, there
I
you
think.
go.
Breaking like traditional toxic patterns.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
would
I
that
guess,
be one of them?
I guess
Yeah.
just open-minded is just like, because, yeah, just open to anything. Like, it's like how I was saying, it's just like, I mean, a lot of these guys are just like,
Just
from
don't
what?
be so tunnel
Okay,
visioned. You guys understand that?
Yeah. But why? What were you thinking of when you asked me that question then?
No, I just thought about no, because like people can have different definitions of what it means to be like open-minded,
Open-minded,
or
yeah.
like to be like toxic masculinity.
yeah.
So like, what does it mean to be toxic? What does it mean to have toxic masculinity in the first place?
Mhm.
Like, how do you guys define it?
I think it's like degrading women or just anyone actually.
Mhm.
I think for me, it's like
Degrading people.
just like super like disrespectful. Like I think very like egotistical. Like very
Yeah.
into themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
think like they just don't give a fuck about anything
I agree.
around them. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that, and then it's a lot. I saw a lot of the how the males are within the family. They control everything, you know, with that. And then if it does, one thing doesn't go their way, they flip out, or you know, if everything goes to shit, you know.
Yeah.
I think that just falls into like immaturity.
Or that's, I mean, immaturity, and I think toxic masculinity
Right.
goes in the same thing, too.
They
Yeah.
fall in the same category, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like toxic masculinity, like, you know, I feel like a lot of, you know, our parents went through that. Even our moms go through it with our dads too, you know, just because that's also how they were raised. And so I feel like women, especially the women in our lives, they were taught to just like take it in. And you know that popular phrase 我先得, which means keep,
like, be patient.
yes, be patient and just be reserved,
just
basically.
fucking deal with it, basically.
And
Yeah, it's
so
like,
and take
I
it
did
in,
just deal with
you
it.
know.
That's the worst thing that OG can say, bro.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm a man, you're a woman, deal with it.
Yeah.
Because
So
I'm the man in the house,
uh-huh.
deal with it. That's toxic masculinity. Like, you're not a man, so you don't understand this. Deal with what you got to do.
And I
Like,
think
why?
a lot of like the toxic masculinity also like another trait of it would be like not accepting fault
Oh yeah.
and not like not being accountable of like the things that you have been at fault for.
Yeah,
Like for example, if you know somebody's trying to tell you that you hurt their feelings and they just gaslight the fuck out of you, like, no, that's on you, that's your problem. You know, I feel like that's very toxic. And also just like not accepting advice or not accepting like other alternatives of how to do things, like parenting, for example. You know, when the father only expects the mother to do all the parenting and then like blame the mother for, you know, the failures of their kids. I feel like that's
Yeah.
very toxic.
Yeah, like I've seen it happen where like your kids are like this because of you, and they're blaming the moms. Like,
Yeah.
no, the kid is like this because of everything, of both of you guys. It's
Yeah.
not just strictly on the mom.
Yeah, there's a lack of accountability.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's very common in a Hmong household, at least
Yeah.
for me, because I grew up in that. I think my dad was like very like much like how you describe. Just at least I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with that too, is just like the gender roles. Just because you're a guy doesn't mean you can't cook or clean, right? Or just because, or like when we have like family gatherings, right? Most of the time, the women are cooking. The
Yeah.
Guys are just sitting around eating,
Yeah.
talking.
and then the guys
And they
just
eat
sitting
first
around.
too.
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
eat
I'm
first
not
too.
gonna
You know?
lie,
Yeah, they eat first.
Yeah, they eat first.
I have fallen into that
Just kinda
before
weird.
too. Where like at like our ritual stuff, they're like, oh, like my cousins they'll tell my girl cousins, oh, go wash dishes, and then the girl cousins come to us like, oh, why don't you guys help?
Mm-hmm.
And then I've caught myself, I've done it where I'm like, oh, but this is a girl thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't say that anymore because like, you know, as you grow up, you learn like, oh shit, like it's not a girl thing. It's just a human thing. Like everyone knows how to wash dishes. Everyone knows how to
part of our
cook.
tradition too.
Yeah, it's part of,
Yeah.
that's why I want to change that tradition. It's like the girls don't have to work all the time. Like now I see
Guys
like,
can help
after all
too.
like the cooking
Yeah.
and stuff. I honestly see that the girls work the hardest. They should be the first ones to get in line to eat the food because they're the one that made the food. They're the one that did all that shit. Yeah, we're the ones that like chopped up the meat, woke up early to go like
Kill pig.
kill the cow or like go get the cow from the slaughterhouse and this and that.
But that's
all we do.
yeah, and that's
And then
literally
after that, we just chill. We literally
Yep.
just
Yeah.
sit back, drink, chop it up,
For like 6 hours. I like that.
play cards. Yeah, it's in our favor because that's how the tradition is. The
Yeah.
tradition is in the man's favor
Yeah.
to just
Yeah.
chill. It's never in the woman's favor because the woman has to wake up early, make the rice,
Prep,
Prep.
cook, clean,
Get
and
there
then
and then-
stay after
yeah.
and clean
Yeah.
after everyone's mess.
and even with that, it's just like with the killing pig and cutting meat, it's literally like only a select few.
Yeah.
When there's like fucking 10 or 15 of the guys, and then with what you said, like because that's how it is, because that's how the men made it, right?
Yeah, that's how the man made our tradition.
But that goes into even not even just our culture and tradition. That goes that's worldwide
that's
too.
worldwide, yeah.
you know. So I think that's why we have to change. We have to be the change and with that, you know.
like I've heard a lot on like TikTok where like guys, you know, those guys are like super like egotistic and like toxic masculinity. There was like, my job is as a man is to provide for you guys, and you guys are the ones to clean and do everything else. Yeah, in some aspects, yeah, it is correct. You are as a man supposed to provide for the family, but that doesn't mean you can't help out your woman
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah. And it's vice versa too. I feel like there could be like women who are toxic, and also like when the roles are reversed, and you know there are like mentally and emotionally abusive women who do that to the men who are used to getting that abuse, you know. So it definitely goes both ways. But I think it is more common for the man to be, you know, the abuser.
Yeah, it's definitely more common.
Yeah, and then I think that's just more common, just strictly speaking for our community
Tradition,
with the Hmong people. But is there any other things you guys think or can think of?
I think the toxic masculinity also shapes like a lot of our boys and men to like
Treat women?
I would say like just hold it all in too. I feel like because there's a freaking huge stigma of like Hmong men who can't express themselves because they keep it all in.
Oh, yeah.
And they subconsciously they too, you know, which means to take it all in and be the man, quote unquote.
I think that falls to all race and ethnicity and religion. Like,
What do you guys think about it?
Like a man, like they say, a man, you're never supposed to cry. You're never supposed to show emotion. You have to hold everything in and be the tough guy in the world.
You can't show weakness.
You can't show weakness because once you do, then like you're not a man anymore. You're less of a man.
That's true.
Which is I don't believe that. Like as a man, you should cry.
Yeah.
Like why not? Like if you're sad, show your emotion.
Yeah.
If you're this, show that. Like just because you cry doesn't mean you're less of a man.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
I say like
don't hold everything in because once you hold it in and you blow up, it will be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it will be really bad.
I feel like that's a good question. Actually, to be honest, I think I don't know. I feel like for me at least, I don't hold this stuff in. You know, I just let it show because I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm gonna feel how I feel. But then like I feel like for a lot of people, it's like it's hard for them to express themselves. You know, I feel
especially in men.
Yeah. Like, even if, like, say, for example, like, I text Tommy and I'm like, hey, what's wrong? I don't expect him to tell me anything. Because, like, at the end of the day, he'll tell me when he's ready.
Yeah.
They usually like
That's
to...
how I see it.
We usually... Homies like to usually keep it to themselves. They don't like to express it because they feel like...
A burden.
Yeah. I feel like it's too much of a burden. Or it's like a waste of time. They're just simple. We're simple people.
No, I think it's like a burden too, but also because they don't want people feeling bad for them. You know what I mean? Like they don't want like that pettiness. I guess
they don't want to share the burden to other people.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get what you guys are saying. It's just like that phrase "Oshinde." It's fucking stupid as fuck. Honestly, at the end of the day,
That's what
it's just
said too.
Yeah, you know, and no, like knowing how we are now, like I'm glad that we don't fall into that area or that like, under that scope because you know we are able to express ourselves. We are able like to tell how we feel towards each other, or just like how Ken is. Like Ken's able to just let us know straight up. Hey, you know, like if he doesn't fuck with it, he doesn't fuck with it. You know. So, but with that, it's like with the Hmong community, it's just like that. I think that phrase just goes because you don't want to what is it? Lose face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That plays along with because you don't want to lose face, because if you lose face, then that goes into ruining your family's reputation, and at that point it's just like most of the time among families, what do they want to do? They want to save their reputation no matter what.
They want to save face.
Yeah, you know. So it's all about. I think it's a lot of the things. Talk about it now. Like a lot of things is just basically reputation, which at the end of the day, I personally think is pretty dumb. You know, and then because now, I mean, I'm just saying now, just because we're a lot more modernized, and before it was, it was like the quote unquote like tradition.
Yeah.
But now I think now that we're more modernized, we can be better for the future generations.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think of course. I feel like the next generation, let's say like after us, maybe like even like when we're like 40, like that's the next generation, right? I feel like it's gonna be a lot totally different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's not because we're like what, second generation, or no, we're first gens, huh?
I think we're
First, right?
No,
second.
The first generation are the people who actually came here first.
So we're second.
Oh, okay, so we're second. Yeah.
I would say we're probably third, because our parents.
Oh yeah,
our parents are actually like
grandparents.
1.5 generation, so we might be 2 or 3. I can't
think
remember.
it really depends on your family. Like,
Oh, like when
like
they came out.
my grandparents and my mom and them, they're first gen.
Okay. 'cause they came
They're one
together.
of the first people to show up.
Yeah.
Here.
So I guess
I'm technically second gen.
Yeah.
But for some people, they might be like
Could be different.
third
yeah.
or fourth because the last wave of people that came, wave of Hmong people that came here were like in 1995.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it could be second because I know that my mom is. I know our parents are 1.5 because that's what my mom told me.
Damn, we're
1.5 means that you weren't born here, but you were
came.
also.
young.
Yeah, you were just younger when you were here.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you grew up here. So that's
Yeah.
what 1.5 means. Yeah, so we could be probably two.
I think that could be us.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And
No,
then-
we're not 1.5. Our parents are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we're two.
You're second, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
technically, I'm
I
second.
think.
I'm second gen too.
Yeah.
And then our kids are third gen, and then fourth, and then fifth.
Yeah,
and every
that's
generation
crazy,
is going to
dude.
change.
Yeah.
Because from our parents to us, we're already completely different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our,
Oh, yeah.
our
Big change.
views are completely different. Or we're not all completely different, but it's pretty different.
Mhm.
There are some things that we view are the same, but majority of the time, like our views are different from our parents' views.
Dude, but I feel like giving our parents grace and being able to understand where they're coming from because they had to come from like a whole different country.
From nothing. From
Yeah,
nothing.
and they had to kind of like adjust themselves to this new society. So like I completely understand like their struggle too and also their views and how it could be, you know, toxic, for example, you know. But I feel like when parents understand that you know there needs to be change and they actually make the active choice and decision to actually better themselves as a parent and as individuals, I think that's very like empowering because that's how my mom is. Like she changed drastically as a mom after she went to school. And I'm not saying that like, you know, people who go to school are better, but I'm just saying when you are, you know, open-minded and are
I think
able to see the wrongs in tradition, I think it's very important for, you know, their children and the future generations that come after that, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's when you expose yourself to the outer world.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the people that we're talking about, they haven't been exposed to the outer world because they're still living in the same world as they're living when they were in Laos.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
still living in the same era. So like, it's 2023, but to them, they're still living in like 1975
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
that
probably
could
not
also
1980 because 1980s they're already here in
Yeah.
1980.
I feel like that could also be like a form of like PTSD too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know what they.
Yeah.
We know what they
Trauma
went
for
through,
sure.
but we don't
Yeah.
know how it actually feels and what they
Yeah.
went through because they went through war.
And then a lot of the times when
They
they
went
tell
through-
us, it's just they don't tell the full details. You know,
Yeah.
they kind of sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
You know, you just we just came here through war. That's it. But they don't go through the gruesome details.
Yeah, of
It's-
them like there's stories of Hmong families running through the jungle,
Mhm.
Yeah.
literally a fucking jungle,
Yeah.
just to get to here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's why they're so like strict on like the Hmong tradition or like they're so strict on us about doing things because they went through
They
2 times
sacrifice.
more than we went through.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's one thing I'm like, 'cause, you know, we talked about like if we were ashamed. I think that's one thing I would say I'm proud of though.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I hear stuff
Absolutely.
like that, you know, like maybe your parents too, but like my dad when he was talking about like when they had to escape it, it was just like it was crazy just hearing that like
Yeah.
this man made it out alive, you know, and he's doing good in like the U.S. Came from nothing. It's like makes me wonder like damn what I'm doing, you know. I'm
Yeah.
born here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
know I'm born here. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like remembering our roots is very important because it's like we are very privileged, you know, to be able to like just grow up in a very privileged and also the elite nation. You know, America is known for being like the best country, quote unquote. You know, a lot of foreign countries look up to America and think of it as like a success land. And for us to be born here, to grow up here, is like a freaking privilege. And I feel like a lot of people take it for granted, myself included, because it's like we don't know the struggle that our parents have endured or like third world country people are experiencing. Like
we could have been born in like Africa or like other places of the world.
Yeah,
No,
that's true
seriously,
though. That's
seriously.
true though. Yeah.
Bro, every time we talk about education, like my dad would tell me the story of him like walking like 300 miles or something. You know?
Oh, those stories, yeah.
Boy, you better shut the fuck up. Like, oh, you walked only 2 miles, bro.
But I think that's their expression of them. Like they're saying that like we had to go through way harder shit than you
Yeah.
to get to where we are.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think it's also important to like acknowledge that we have our own different struggles too. Even though our parents' struggles are, you know, just survival, and it was like physically more, I guess, draining and like, you know, more traumatic, I would say. Our struggles are definitely also valid too. You know, it's not to say that we're invalid for feeling
100%.
a certain type of way because we struggle in a different way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I feel like that's something that a lot of maybe older generation folks need to understand as well. Like we're still trying to figure out ourselves.
Yeah.
And, you know, even though our parents, their biggest struggle was just survival, like staying alive, our biggest struggle is learning how to figure out who we are as people in a world where, you know, we are claimed to be the most successful country, but it's like difficult when there's so many distraction and there's so much noise that it's difficult to find who you are as a person. I feel like that's our struggle.
Yeah.
You know, and I am not trying to compare our struggles by any means, but I'm just saying there's different levels to it, you know?
Yeah.
Our struggles and their struggles are completely different.
Yeah. I know.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I know some of you dumbasses, if you guys get to this part, are be like, oh, they're so different from how their parents are, and they're complaining about this. No, we're not complaining about this. We're just, we acknowledge the fact that, yeah, that happens, but at the same time, like, we acknowledge and we are proud that our parents and grandparents went through that, but at the same time, we are different people from who they are.
We're validating their experience
exactly.
and also ours.
And
we just have different experiences.
We're just talking about our community now, how it is. So to you dumbasses out there who are going to fucking write in the comments, because I know...
all 11 people watching.
Yeah, because when I clip this and like put it in, I know there's some fucking dumbass Hmong motherfuckers who will be like, oh, these young kids don't know what they're talking about, man. Shut the fuck up. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, we're going off.
Because I know already how it is gonna be.
Wrong.
I know how it's gonna be already. So that's what I'm saying right now. Shut the fuck up. Watch the whole shit before you just see one little clip.
Yeah.
Okay, but anything else?
Let's move to the next one. It's already been an hour and 10.
All right, number 3, last one is, how can we improve ourselves in order to improve our community?
I think us right now, it's already improving the future community.
Less drinking.
And I think teaching our kids what we learn now is going to improve it even more.
Yeah.
I think that's all we can really do. Like
breaking the patterns.
At this point, it's too hard to influence the older generation because they're already locked in and their mind is set to where they are now, and they've been learning that for however old they are. They're 50.
It's set in stone, bro. It's
If
concrete.
they're 50, they've been learning that since they were 1. So they've been learning that for 50 years.
Yeah.
And you can't get it out of their head anymore. So
Yeah.
our goal now is just to teach the younger generation and our kids and our kids' kids.
I think
That's the only way to do it now. We can't go back and be like, we got to teach our parents this. No, like, it's already set in stone for them. They're not going to listen. They're not going to change.
it's like how people say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know?
Yeah.
But at this point, I would say we're the next generation. So we have to learn from them. And then we're still young too. So we still are learning how to become better, how to do things differently than they did. And then like how you said too, since there is going to be a new younger generation, we do have to teach them to become even not better than how our parents were, but even better than us.
Yeah.
Because at this time right now, we are still learning. So as we're teaching, we're learning too.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like for our age group, because we're the next generation, I feel like it's the people we hang out with too, right? Because like we hang out so much with each other, right? Like just like Hmong people as a community, that we're learning like as a friend group too, though, you know what I mean? So it's like we're already like bettering the community because like obviously we're gonna talk about the struggles, you know what I mean? Like just like the Hmong culture, right? We're already talking about it like right now. like it's already like bettering ourselves. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think even with that too, like, yeah, we talk about it, but I think we also have to share it as well. Like, like we share with each other, but also when we meet other Hmong people,
Share it to them.
share it to them, or like maybe on social media too. When we do see certain type of things that we feel uncomfortable about,
Share it. Post about it.
talk about it and then share it too. You know,
Natalyn
that's
does
what
it.
Natalyn does that shit all the time. You know.
I mean, I'm saying it now, but I never do it. But shit, maybe I should start doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holding people accountable, I think, is
Yeah.
very
There we
important.
go. Yeah.
But I would say, like, on a broader scale, I do work with, like, I do have experience working with, like, nonprofits, you know, and so, like, being able to actually work directly with, like, the Hmong community, and also being able to just experience what it means to work with, like, elders. I think it's really nice because you get to kind of humanize them too, you know, like, I feel like the elders kind of have, like, a bad rep because they're deemed to be, like, closed-minded and very traditional, but there are those people who are, or there are those elders who are, like, not as bad as we seem, or they seem, because of, like, the stereotype. And, like, for me, I've worked in, like, an adult day healthcare, so I'm able to, like, humanize with, like, the elders, and also be able to connect with them and interact with them to see that, like, they're humans just like us. And, you know, even though, like, the way that they grew up was very different and may have been wrong in our eyes, that's just how they are. So I think it's important to put yourselves in their shoes as well and understand where they're coming from, and to know that, like, they're trying their best to, like, adjust to this new society, this new lifestyle. So it's not entirely their fault. They're not to blame, because they're not the ones who began it, you know. They were just simply taught, like how you guys were saying.
They were taught it, and they just kept it because that's what they learned.
Yeah. But I feel like I do love working with, like, the Hmong community, being able to interact with everyone, and, like, just keeping our culture alive. Like, language is the big thing too. It's a barrier, because a lot of, like, Hmong people, like, even our age, struggle with, like, the language. And, like, for me, I think it's very important to be able to communicate with the elders. Like, for me, I still struggle with the language, but I feel like I'm pretty, like, I'm like basic proficient in the language, you know, but I'm glad that I'm still able to communicate and conversate with, like, my elders. You know, because I think that's one important aspect, when you're able to communicate and you're actually able to have, like, a relationship with your elders. I think that's important. You know.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Yeah, that's a good point to touch on. Definitely language.
Yeah, I think language is a pretty big thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
can't even speak it.
yeah, I was gonna say that too, because I'm, like, basic as fuck. I'm like, I could hold a basic ass conversation, but, like, when I talk about keys, I'm like, gay. I'm like talking about, like, that. But, like, grandparents are like, I can't even say it. Dude. keys Hmong.
I think it's
like gay or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot the term. I think it's, I don't know. I'm not even.
It's something like that.
What?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gay, something like that. But, like,
Gay.
but, like, how I said, like, language is one of the biggest things that.
Even right now, we don't even know what keys is.
Yeah, you know.
That's
so-
another thing too. Like, but it's all it's learning.
Yeah.
It's learning.
And it's also about wanting to be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, actively trying to be better for yourself and for the people that are in your life.
Yeah.
How does it, like, for those that don't know the language, like Chris and Ken, for example, like, how do you guys feel about that language barrier? Like, does that make you feel, like, embarrassed, or, like, how does that make you feel? Just
For me, I mean, it makes me feel embarrassed, but then it's like, I can understand what they're saying. So it's just like, I just nod my head, you know what I mean? Yo.
Nah, he probably doesn't know what they're saying. He just nods his head.
Yo.
Yeah.
But do you wish that you were kind of taught the language and, like, kept it?
I mean, I do, but then it's like, that shit was just hard to learn. I don't know, like, you know, it was just kind of hard to learn.
I think
was
from-
taught it too, but
yeah.
it was hard.
Yeah, same. Like, I was taught it too, but it's just like, I think I'm so fucking Americanized that I just chose not to really learn it. But I mean, like, I can hold a basic conversation, but, like, okay, like basic to like a little bit over what we say after basic, like mid proficient.
You are not there, bitch.
I'm like
You're
I'm like,
below basic.
I'm like basic and proficient. I'm
No,
like
you're not.
right in the middle.
No, you're not.
Right in the middle.
You're below basic. Don't
Nah,
even.
Nah. I'm like
right now.
I'm
I'll
like-
give her a regular conversation.
I feel like-
Don't be lying to yourself now.
I'm like okay, basic proficient. I'm like right in the middle.
No, you're not.
Or maybe
You're
like
not even basic.
a quarter, basic and a quarter, dude.
I
Basic
think-
and a
Sure,
quarter.
I'll give
I
you
think
that.
one day we need to test ourselves.
Yeah.
So you just strictly just speak.
I'm number
Hmong.
one in here. That's all I gotta say.
Huh?
I'm number one.
I think the highest proficient speaker is me, Jeff, and Natalyn. Because I speak it pretty
I
often.
think I'm pretty good.
But the craziest thing is that I speak it towards my friends a lot better than I speak it to the OGs.
Oh
Well, yeah, 'cause you're not thinking about it.
You're nervous, huh?
Like when you speak to the OG, you get
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah.
Because like, you're like, oh, I don't want to pronounce
Because
it.
they're about to
Talk
roast
to
the
your friend.
fuck out of you. That's
But
why
I'm
they're about
telling
to
you,
Yeah.
hey,
when I
but when you
talk
talk
to
to our friends, you're like, hey, when I
talk to my friends, it's like fucking fluent.
Yeah.
Like, I can just say anything and everything.
And then when you talk to an elder, it's like
Like, oh,
stutter,
shit. Oh,
hella
God.
stutter.
Yeah.
Easy, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
You can't even say nyajong.
Nyabzu?
Okay. Is that
Nah.
the last question?
Yeah, that's the last question. You guys want to do
10 minutes.
yeah 10 minutes second? Or yeah? All right.
You-
I could
you-
time it. So, Natalyn, because I know you don't watch our podcast all the way.
Yes, I know I don't.
So, 10 minute segments, we just talk about random
Whatever
shit.
we want. It doesn't
Random
have to
shit,
be
whatever
on
we
topic,
want.
Just talk
Yeah.
about it. It could be anything.
Okay.
Just like free for all.
Anyone can ask a question.
So I did watch like your guys' podcast about like your guys' relationships and shit. I want to know like how has like your experience with girls changed you as a man?
Who you talking to? All of us?
All of
or-
you.
Oh. Wait, relationship with a girl or just a girl or
Just
whatever
like
you talk about? Like,
Your experience in a relationship.
I've learned to be less toxic.
What does that mean though? Like you've been able to identify your toxic traits?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was pretty toxic
I
back
learned
then,
how to be
but
a better boyfriend.
I've learned to
Bitch, you got, like, one
not
girlfriend
do
only.
shit like
I
that
know.
anymore.
No, but
Wait,
that's
I learned
a
how to be
skill.
a better person.
True.
Yeah,
True.
I just learned how to be
Yeah.
a better person and more understanding of people
That's true.
and their feelings instead of
Being logical as
Instead of
fuck.
being-
yeah.
instead of being toxic and having that egotistic thing, because I did have it before. But after
Were you
the-
always like pointing the finger
Yeah,
to
I
the
was
other
always
person?
pointing the finger. I never own up to my own mistakes, and then
Hey, Tom's fingers like this.
Take my strong hand.
But now that like after the whole like thing, now like I know better. I'm like I'll never do that ever again, and that's what I've learned.
I'm looking at you because you're like you're ready to say something.
No, I was looking at you because you started smiling.
Oh no, because I saw you and you're like this.
No, I just want to see
Oh.
involved. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like what Tommy said, it's just like you actually with the first relationship, it's your first relationship, so this of course is gonna be like so many mistakes, but like one of the biggest things is I learned that how that person's love language is and what my love language is, and then another thing is like how he said, pointing out my faults in that relationship, learning how to accept it and learn from it and to become like how he said too, become a better person from it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn from your mistakes, bro. You're
Yeah.
not perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, I think for me personally, I think it was just, I think just not losing yourself, I guess.
Oh,
In
okay,
a
yeah.
sense like that.
Mhm.
That's
You
important.
know, to always have like a hold of yourself even
Yeah.
without that person, I feel like.
A self identity
a
within
sense of
that.
self
Mhm.
identity.
Yeah, because I feel like nowadays, like when people get into like long-term relationships, they get lost, you know.
Oh,
They
yeah.
only become like one
Yeah.
person. you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, you just can't lose yourself, you know. And aside from that, I think you just, I don't know. I feel like you just do you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I see what you mean.
I feel like for me, because
Did we ask?
bitch, I asked, and I'm answering myself.
Go
I
ahead.
don't need you to ask. But like, I do have a boyfriend now, and he is my first relationship. But going through a relationship, dude, is so freaking hard. Like, people don't fucking tell you the amount of like trauma you bleed onto one another. Like having to fight your toxic behavior and having to like sit through and have difficult conversations with your partner, that shit is hard as fuck. Like, I learned more about myself than I feel like I learned about my partner. And I feel like being able to do that individually and coming together can either like make or break your relationship, you know, because
Yeah.
it's either like you are holding yourself accountable for it and becoming better, or you're just gonna deflect and keep blaming, you know. And I feel like that's where a lot of relationships either thrive or they fail. Yeah.
I think that, and also like just like and like knowing like what you want to. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like when you like finally realize, oh, like this is who I am. This is not the person I want to be with. You know, we're just not gonna match. I feel like that's.
And it's also
Yeah.
important to know what you don't want.
Yeah.
You know, because then you learn
Yeah.
from your mistakes.
That's why communication is key between you and your partner.
Yeah, it's key.
Even though you hate expressing your feelings and talk about like real life situations, you got to do it anyways.
But I do feel like love language is fucking important though.
Oh yeah,
Hell
That
yeah.
shit's crazy, dude.
100%.
Okay, what are your guys' love language?
Did we talk about this
We
before?
did this
Yeah, we
before.
have.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, well, I wasn't here.
I think mine was
two or just one.
I guess you could just say two.
mine was. I think mine was words of affirmation and physical
Honestly,
touch.
I forgot. There's like what 5 different
Yeah,
kinds.
mine
I
was
think
like that,
I
too.
think that was mine too.
Yeah,
That was
5 is physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation, acts of service,
Yeah,
and then what was the last one?
What'd you say? Gift giving.
giving words of affirmation,
What's the answer?
Physical touch, gift. Oh no, we said gift giving already.
Gift giving. Wait.
Oh shit!
Dude, just Google it.
Yeah, just Google it real
Right,
quick.
right.
I think
We always forget
I
the
think what I do
one.
for people is I usually do acts of service or gifts.
Mm.
Yeah, but then what I want in a partner, like to do to me, I guess, probably like words of affirmation and physical touch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
my
quality time.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I think quality time was one of my was mine.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not mine.
Because I rather have quality time than anything else.
As long as you know.
Yeah, right?
Once you
Yeah,
know.
you're right. You're not wrong, you know?
I think towards friends, mine is gift giving. Like I
Okay.
like giving gifts towards friends,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
but I got no money, so
Yeah, mine is.
That's why you don't get gifts anymore, or what?
I got no money.
Yeah. Words of affirmation and
I'm broke.
physical touch. Wait, what's yours?
Mine is quality time and acts of service.
Quality time and acts of service?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it's definitely changed over time because, like, you know, we go through different things. So, like, for me, because I'm so busy, like, working and going to school, and my partner is, like, also very busy, so it's rare when we are able to, like, actually, like, find time to bond and connect. So I feel like I really value quality time, and I realize that I like to give acts of service because that's my way of showing love. But for me, I like to receive words of affirmation too. And
okay.
it comes with, like, you know, insecurity and
I
shit.
think we all like all of the love language, but we're stronger in some.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize, I
Okay.
didn't realize that I actually want more of gift giving until, like, you know, the holidays hit. And I'm just like, damn, I kind of want, you know, to feel special in that way. To have, like, more sentimental gifts other than, like, just materialistic things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I was going to say, like, dude, I fucking love when, like, girls or even just, like, people say, hey, you look good, man. I'm like,
Oh yeah, it makes you feel
Hey.
hella good.
thanks, man. You know, that I'll be on, like, cloud night for, like, the whole week. I just be thinking about that one whole thing. So that,
It boosts you up.
yeah, dude. So I just be like,
Yeah, but words do matter.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I just be riding that whole shit for, like, the whole week. I'll be, like, so happy for the rest of the day. And,
If I
like,
could hear it every day, shit.
I know,
my day
that's
would
what I'm
be
saying.
better.
That's why words of affirmation, number one for me.
Anything else?
2 minutes left. You guys got anything else? If not, we can just end it here.
I don't got
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're
All
good.
right.
Close it out.
All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in to our 11th episode. Once again, I am Christopher Yang.
I'm Jeff.
Tommy.
And I'm Ken.
I'm Natalyn.
All right.
But you guys can follow me at Natalyn Yang XO on Instagram.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hit
You
that.
gotta link your socials too.
Hit that. Hit that red subscribe button.
Bruh.
I'm red.
Red.
What's
What's
red
your
anymore?
guys' Instagram or TikTok? Y'all gotta link
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I
you're right,
link it-
that's
I link
it.
at the bottom every time.
But you gotta let them know.
All right, yeah. The link is below. Wait, what? How do you say it? Damn. We gotta learn to say this.
Yeah.
We'll
Or we
practice.
just close it out.
Okay, we'll practice it. But Heart2Homies, baby.
See ya.
All right. Peace out.
I need to pee again.